Hello,
Hi, everybody.
I'm Steve Shemanek,
I'm Jazzy Shemanek.
and this is Night's Watch, our Night of the Seven Kingdoms recap and discussion podcast. We're talking about episode 4 today. It's called 7. Another banger episode.
Excellent episode.
Yeah. I know I say that every week, but
because there hasn't, in my opinion, there hasn't been a bad episode. Some are slower than others, but things build momentum sometimes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We've discussed this before. I was just discussing this with my friend Paul. Shout out to Paul. But you can really, by the pacing, you can tell it was cut to be a movie originally.
Yeah.
It does feel like he's like, yeah, right before some shit goes down, the episode's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, you can feel that in the structure of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we're a little late this week. They moved the episode release date up a couple of days, and it
surprise
kind of messed our schedule up a little bit. So we're putting this up a day late or so. Apologies.
Yeah.
But yeah, excited to talk about the episode. Should we just launch into the recap?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, so we open on our boy Dunk in a bad way. He's being held in an underground cell and it's raining. Dunk's staring out in the rain when the cell door opens. An egg, dripped out in the finest silks, like he's from House Fossoway or something, enters, accompanied by several serving men carrying plates of food. He orders the serving men to leave, and Dunk tears into the food. My uncle says I must beg your forgiveness for deceiving you, says Egg. Your uncle, Prince Baelor, heir to the Iron Throne, you mean? Dunk angrily replies. Egg says, I didn't mean to lie, sir. Well, you did lie about everything, even your name. I never heard of a Prince Egg. It's short for Aegon. Dunk scoffs, of course, after the Conqueror. How many Aegons have you, King? Egg sinks to the ground in the corner, eyes full of tears. 4 Aegons. Dunk asks if this is all just a jape, make a fool out of the stupid hedge knight. But Egg insists he just wanted to be a squire. His brother Darren is a drunk and a shit knight, and he was too afraid to enter the lists. He forced Egg to shave his head so he wouldn't be recognized. He was so disappointed to be missing the tourney and not to have a chance to be a squire. Well, can't have the little princeling disappointed, can we? Dunk replies sarcastically, and tells Egg to wipe his eyes, stating that it was probably just bad luck that they ran into each other. Then he asks what's to be done with him, and Egg tells him that his uncle would like to see him when he's finished eating. Dunk immediately drops his food and says he's done now. He's already kicked one prince in the face. He won't keep another waiting. Prince Baelor looks up from reading as Dunk and Egg enter the room, surrounded by castle guards on all sides. The guards unshackle Dunk and bow as they exit. Dunk crosses the room and kneels before the prince, who bids him to rise and sit across from him. The prince instructs Egg to pour Sir Duncan a glass of ale and try not to spill it. But Dunk says he won't spill it. He's a good boy and a good squire. He didn't mean any harm. I know that now. Egg beams with pride behind the prince's back. One does not need to intend harm to cause it, retorts the prince. He should have come to me when he saw what his brother was doing to those puppeteers. There wasn't time, Uncle, Egg interjects, but the prince continues as if he hadn't spoken. Instead, you ran to Sir Duncan. That wasn't a kindness. Looking at the ground, Egg says he wished Sir Duncan had killed Arion. So do we all, I think. The prince scolds his nephew. Arion is your brother, and the Septons say we must love our brothers.
That's a good reason.
Yeah. Egg raises his eyes for a moment to meet his uncle, and Baelor takes in the look of anger and determination on his nephew's young face for a few moments before telling him to leave so he and Sir Duncan can talk. And now alone, Baelor asks Dunk how skilled he is at arms. Dunk mentions that Sir Arlen taught him sword and shield and how to tilt at rings. Baelor begins to pace the room. He tells Dunk his brother Maekar returned to the castle a few hours ago after discovering the drunk prince Darren at the inn where Dunk and Egg originally met. Rather than admit the truth, Darren said a large robber knight kidnapped Aegon, and it seemed to cast Dunk in this role. Dunk insists Darren is lying. He left that inn 4 days ago. Darren hadn't gone after his brother's captor after 4 days? Seemingly not, the prince replies, pouring himself a glass of wine. Dunk asks about Tansel. Baylor tells him by the time Arian is done twisting that tail, it will be treason. Treason by puppetry? It was surely innocent. Baylor agrees, but reminds Dunk that the dragon is the sigil of the royal house, and it is unwise to show one being slain, even in peacetime. Arian has been calling it a veiled attack on House Targaryen and incitement to revolt. Dunk asks Baylor if he truly believes this. Baylor holds his gaze for a moment, and then replies that the one fact that is without dispute is that he struck a member of the blood of the dragon. Dunk protests that Tansel's finger was snapped in half. No matter the cause, it's never wise to strike a king's grandson, replies the prince, drawing himself to his full height and staring Baylor in the eye. Dunk asks, "Are you saying you wouldn't have done the same?" "I might have," the prince replied, "but I'm a prince of the realm, not a hedge knight." Dunk continues to hold Baylor's gaze. "But don't all knights make the same oath? To protect the innocent?" Baylor finally looks away. "Arian wants your head for this, but he shall not have it. And now with Darren's accusation, the court is unlikely to side in your favor. So I ask you again, Sir Duncan the Tall, how good a knight are you?" We cut to Dunk standing in the castle dining room. Baylor, Makar, and Arian sit at the long table with some other upper-ranking lords as Arian obnoxiously smashes walnuts with the hilt of his knife, making a huge mess. They stare at him annoyed until Duncan finally stammers out, "Trial by combat." "I refuse," says the dickish princeling. His father Makar looks at him with disgust. "You can't refuse. Any knight has the right to a trial by combat, unless you wish to withdraw your claim." Arian smugly dusts walnut shells on the floor and demands a trial of 7, saying he believes that's his right as well. His father is confused. What the fuck is a trial by 7? Frustrated, Baylor explains that it's an ancient and seldom used custom, popularized when the Andals first colonized Westeros. They believed that if both sides fought with 7 warriors, the 7 gods would be so honored that they would be more likely to intervene and see the guilty party punished. Makar looks at his son with disgust and asks him if he's cowering behind some archaic law because he's afraid to battle Dunk alone, which, of course, he was, because Dunk was whooping his ass in that Puppeteer's tent. Arian insists it's a matter of Targaryen honor, after all. Darren was harmed by Sir Dunk too, and he must pay for all his transgressions against the family. Baylor is displeased, but says Arian is within his rights, and a trial of 7 must take place in the morning. "But what does that mean?" asks Dunk. "I must fight 7 men?" "You must find 6 champions to fight with you," says Prince Baylor. "But I have no one else," Dunk cries out. "If the cause is just, good men will fight for it. If not, it's because you're guilty," mocks Arian as he scatters nut meats all over the floor and makes Lord Ashford clean them up. Makar grabs his son by the collar and drags him from the room furiously, leaving Duncan alone with the remaining lords and Prince Baylor. Dunk asks if he can be excused. Baylor stands and turns towards the fire. "Find your champion, Sir Dunk," he instructs. In a daze, Dunk walks back to his camp. It's pouring rain, and he's thoroughly soaked. The horses whinny a greeting. "Oh, lads," Dunk says, stroking the horses, "I think I've mucked it up this time. I think I'm going to die tomorrow." "Dunk, is that you? You're alive?" calls a voice from behind the elm tree. Raymond Fossoway pops out and grabs Dunk in an embrace. Raymond asks if Dunk is hungry. Dunk says not really, but Raymond insists he join him in their tent for some food. He asks Dunk if he is talking to his horses, which he sheepishly admits. "That's fucking mad," exclaims Raymond as they make for his camp. In the camp, Stefan Fossoway, Raymond's cousin, is eating an avocado. Just kidding. These people literally only eat apples. Period. He's eating an apple. They fucking love apples.
Just raw dog it. Going to town on that apple.
Dunk's explaining to them that it's going to be a trial of 7. Raymond's horrified at the concept, but Stefan tells him to shut up. He's not a knight. He doesn't have any skin in this fight anyway. Stefan turns to Dunk seriously. It says he saw what Arian did to Tansel. All knights vowed to protect the innocent, even hedge knights, he assumes. He announces he'll fight alongside Sir Duncan. Dunk thanks him sincerely, but cautions him that the Targaryens won't like people coming to his aid. He scoffs, saying his people were here before the Targaryens came and they'll be here after. He asks who fights with them. Dunk tells him he doesn't know anyone else. Stefan says that he has friends. He could find 5 good men to join them. He promises Dunk that he shan't die under his watch. He stands up and strides off into the night. Dunk then turns to Raymond and asks if he believes Stefan can truly rally these men. Raymond says he's not sure, and actually it might be wiser to run. Just then, Egg enters the tent. "Egg, what are you doing out here?" Dunk exclaims. "I'm your squire, sir. You'll need someone to armor you," Egg explains. "Does your father know you've left the castle?" Dunk asks. "I certainly hope not," says another voice, casually strolling into the tent and removing his hood. "It's Prince Darren. I don't think I could bear another foot whipping tonight." Drunk furiously runs up to the man, slamming him down on the table, pulling a knife from his pocket, holding it to Darren's throat. "Are you mad coming here? I should drive this through your neck." Egg and Raymond both scream for Dunk to stop. "I'd sooner you pour me a cup of wine," jokes Darren. "Fuck your wine. You lied about me," growls Dunk. "I had to tell my father something when he asked where Egg had gotten off to." And Egg pleads with Sir Duncan not to hurt him. Dunk releases Darren with a hard shove, saying, "They can't kill me twice," sarcastically. "My father's going to join the accusers, sir," Egg informs him. "Of course he will," Dunk replies. "He must redeem his son's honor." "I begged him not to, sir. I begged him," Egg says sadly. Darren claims that he was never looking to have his honor redeemed. Whoever has his honor can keep it. But he also tells Dunk that he has nothing to fear from him on the battlefield. He'll attempt to look gallant, and then maybe Dunk can knock him out, give him a good bump on the head. Egg asks who's fighting on Dunk's side. He tells him so far only Stefan Fossoway. Egg says he can bring knights. He knows people who will fight if asked. Dunk says he'll be fighting against his own family, but his father will be protected by Kingsguard, and Darren's going to play dead. "And what about Arian? You'd see him dead?" Egg describes how Arian used to sneak into his room at night, put a knife between his legs. He would tell him he had too many brothers already, so maybe he would make him into a sister so he could marry him. Dunk is horrified. Raymond stifles a laugh, and Darren confirms the story, adding that Arian can be a monster. Egg then adds that Arian threw his cat down a well once, and he says he didn't, but I know he's lying. He definitely did. Darren puts a hand on Egg's shoulder to calm him. He thinks he's a dragon in human form. That's why he's so upset about the puppet show, Egg tells Dunk. "It's a pity he wasn't born a Fossoway, then he'd think himself an apple and we'd be a good deal safer," chokes Darren.
Asking for a private word, they step outside the tent. Darren tells Dunk he's dreamed of him. Dunk reminds him that he already told him that once at the inn where they first met. But Darren was too drunk to recall this. He recounts his dream to Dunk, telling him that unlike other dreams, his dreams come true, an impressive talent for an unimpressive man. He tells Dunk that he's seen him surrounded by fire and a massive dragon at his feet, large enough to cover the entirety of Ashford Meadow. The dragon had fallen on top of Dunk, dead, but he was still alive, struggling underneath. "Did I kill it?" Dunk asks hesitantly. That Darren cannot tell him. He states the irony of the fact that the Targaryens used to be dragon masters, but now all the dragons are gone and only they remain. Staring out into the grounds, he says, "I cannot die today." "I do not care much for the idea of dying either," says Dunk. "Well, maybe if my lie is what kills you, I apologize," says Prince Darren. "I'm doomed to some kind of hell." The prince stumbles off into the night. In the rain, Dunk walks back to the puppet theater. Visions of the beautiful Tanzil acting on stage ring in his mind as he remembers how much he cares for her. He picks up a prop helmet left behind by one of the actors and looks at it mournfully, when he is suddenly interrupted by Steely Pate calling out to him from across the yard. Pate asks him if he's looking for his shield and lets him know that Tanzil left it with him. Tanzil's phantom screams still ring in Dunk's ears as he remembers the last time they saw each other. Dunk sits in Pate's tent and asks what became of Tanzil. Pate says that she and the other puppeteers have left for Dorne, out of sight, out of mind. Dunk nods sadly. Pate opens a secret compartment in the roof of his wagon and pulls down a brand new shield. He explains the metal from Sir Arlen's shield was too cheap and weak to be reused, so he melted it down completely and added some new materials to make him a brand new shield. It will be heavier, but also thicker and stronger, with new straps on the arms. Dunk stares in disbelief as Pate gruffly mentions how Tanzil finished the painting before she escaped. Dunk's eyes fill with tears as he realizes that the combination of the falling star and the colors of sunset turning into nightfall, that he unintentionally made the shield an omen of death. Pate grabs Dunk's shoulders and points out that the elm tree is green. Summer leaves for certain. Pate asks Dunk if he remembers the old shield rhyme. Oak and iron guard me well, he begins, or else I am dead and doomed to hell, Dunk finishes. He's comforted by Pate's words, but a few tears still sneak down his cheeks. Embarrassed, he wipes his eyes and asks Pate what he owes him for the new shield. From you? Asks Pate, weighing his new friend with his eyes. A copper. That's basically like $1. In the wee hours of the morning, Dunk approaches with a group of friendly knights gathered to support him. Raymond and Pate follow behind. When they reach the crew, Dunk calls out his thanks, saying he is truly in their debt. The gathered men are Sir Humphrey Harding, whose horse Arion had killed yesterday, crippling him. Dunk is surprised to see him, mentioning he had heard his lordship's leg was broken. Harding replies that, yes, it is broken, but as long as he can sit on a horse, he can fight. Arion Brightflame is the one who owes him that debt, and he means to collect it. They are also joined by Sir Humphrey Beesbury, Sir Harding's brother-in-law, Sir Robin Riesling, whom Egg called the maddest knight in the Seven Kingdoms. Sir Riesling shouts that he thought he would die the king's faithful servant, but when the crown goes against the gods, Sir Robin goes against the crown. The collected men murmur in agreement. The group is rounded out by everybody's favorite Lord Lionel Baratheon, the Laughing Storm. Lionel approaches Dunk and sassily tells him that he always knew he'd be trouble. Dunk said that he's glad that Sir Stefan collected him, to which he replies, "Who the fuck is Sir Stevron? Your boy came and got me." He motions towards Egg, who is practicing swinging an axe and doing his classic hiya. Looking a touch ill, Dunk and the gang enter the tourney grounds. A smattering of applause breaks out as the Targaryens ride into the grounds. Dunk looks up nervously as he realizes that Targaryens only have 6. He turns to Raymond nervously. Did Arion not find another man to back his claim? Just then Sir Stefan approaches, dressed in full mail. He demands that Raymond hand him his helm. Excitement playing across his face, Dunk eagerly asks what of Sir Stefan's friends. They're only one short of the 7 they need to compete. Actually, you'll be needing 2, Sir Stefan the Dick announces. I will be fighting with Arion and the accusers. Raymond Fossoway is absolutely horrified. No, you told Sir Duncan to rely on you. And if I had, our prince wouldn't have made me a lord. Raymond shoves Stefan's helm into his hands and spits on him. He officially quits as Stefan's squire. We are lost, Dunk says dejectedly. Knight me instead. I'll take my cousin's place. Raymond kneels. Dunk hesitates. I shouldn't. You must, counters Raymond. We can't win with only 5. Lionel strolls up and agrees with Raymond. He encourages Dunk to knight Raymond. The horns begin to sound and the game master enters the grounds. Lionel tells him to handle them while he gives Sir Raymond his knighthood. Drawing his sword, Lionel charges Raymond in the light of the 7 to be brave, loyal, strong, true, and a defender of the weak and innocent. Dunk approaches the game master, who points out that he only has 6. 6, or he only has 5. 6, Dunk exclaims. We're knighting Raymond Fossoway now. We'll fight you 6 on 7. Smugly, Arian retorts that won't be possible. It must be 7 on 7, or he must be found guilty for his crimes. Frustrated, Dunk begs the game master a moment, which he permits. Dunk rides Thunder to the front of the stands and begins to address the crowd. He tells them that although none of them remember Sir Arlen of Pennytree, he served many of their homes honorably and ate at their tables. He slept at their halls. He was a good man who taught him to be a knight, not just the fighting, but honor. A knight defends the innocent, and that's all he did. He may not have been Sir Arlen's blood, but he will follow his example, just as one day their sons will follow their examples. Who will stand and fight with me? Dunk shouts into the crowd. At first, no one stirs. Men look back and forth at each other, processing Dunk's words. After a moment, someone dressed very much like a Stark of Winterfell stands in the bleachers. People look shocked and excited to see this newcomer appear to be joining Dunk's team. Suddenly, instead of launching into a big speech about honor, as the Starks literally love to do, the gentleman produces some flatulence that make the gathered crowd laugh in Dunk's face. All except Red, the kindly prostitute from the Manderley's tent. She looks unworried. Angry and embarrassed, Dunk shouts at the laughing crowd. Has courage deserted the noble houses of Westeros? I will not believe it so. Are there no true knights among you? At first there's silence, but then horns begin to play. As the heir to the Iron Throne, Prince Baelor Breakspear himself rides into the tourney ground and pledges to join Sir Dunk's side. Dunk looks mystified and the crowd roars in approval. Egg smiles hugely. His father, Maekar, on the other hand, is furious, demanding to know if Baelor has taken leave of his senses. Sir Duncan attacked his son. He defended the innocent, as all true knights must, retorted Baelor. Let the gods decide if he was right or wrong. The crown prince kicks his horse and rides towards Duncan's end of the field, leaving his furious brother and nephew behind. After a few minutes of stunned silence, Dunk begins to trot Thunder after Prince Baelor, seemingly re-energized by this valuable endorsement. And that is the end of episode.
Yeah. Ended on a real hype moment. Shit's about to go down.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's getting wild.
It is officially on now, I think we can say.
It's so on, it's become very much like Donkey Kong. Do you want to get into our bottom 5?
Yeah.
All right. What's your number 5?
All right. So my number 5 is, there's a moment where Dunk is lamenting to himself that, the situation he finds himself in, that he must deserve it for not knowing his place.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me feel real sad for poor Dunk.
Yeah.
He definitely is like in way over his head. But he belongs there more than anyone else. He's one of the truest knights in the Seven Kingdoms, in my opinion.
Because he's pure of heart.
He is pure of heart. He needs to believe in himself.
Mm-hmm.
Love that sweet Dunk. What about yours?
My number 5 is farts. Come on. Farts. They've already done poop. They've already done knee-length hogs. Farts. I did laugh. I'm not going to act like I didn't laugh. But I'm ashamed of myself for laughing. I love that they had the guy was obviously supposed to be a Stark.
Yeah, he was wearing like a wolf pelt, for sure.
Yeah, he was like, the honor bids me to like I wish it had been more if they were just doing a fart joke.
Yeah.
I wish they had taken it like made it just a little bit sillier.
Although, you know,
I needed to earn that part.
because of, you know, Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, I feel like people think of the Starks as these like super straight-laced, honorable dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And like they are to an extent, but a lot of the Starks in the history of that house are like wild men and like kind of like not into all the hoity-toity stuff of nobility, and like kind of 50-50 on honor and more about like drinking and fighting and farting, I guess, you know. So that, I guess, was pretty characteristic of the Starks of that era.
That is how
I don't know who
people
the
talk
Stark.
about the Starks.
I don't know who the Stark Lord was at that time, so I'm not sure what that guy's name was. But
Me either. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
My next one was Arian making that poor guy chase his fucking walnuts all over the floor.
Lord Asher.
Yeah, he was like
the
crawling
guy
under the.
it is.
He was crawling
Yeah.
under the table for like 5 minutes for that whole conversation, trying to find his fucking walnuts.
And then when he finally gets it, they're like leaving.
Yeah.
That sucks. He's such a that kid's such a monster.
If I was a minor Lord of Westeros, the last thing I would ever want is to be visited by a bunch of Targaryen princes.
They have to pay for them.
It's a nightmare.
They have to like host feasts every night. They do it on purpose to like bankrupt like people who are behaving well. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They talk about that in the books that after Robert's Rebellion, they do a big what's it called? When they like take the whole court and travel around.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
There's
talking
a
about.
term for it.
They mention it in the
anyway.
books. I can't remember what it's called.
There's
Yeah.
a term for it that I can't remember right now. If you remember it, leave it in the comments. But they travel from area to area and they make them the minor and major lords host them, and they attempt as hard as they can to eat them out of house and home.
Yeah.
Because to keep them from rebelling more in the future.
And they justify it, I think, by saying that it's, you know, to get to know all of the lords and like make connections and show, you know, the king, whatever. But it's really just to drain their fucking coffers.
Exactly.
Dick move. What's your next bottom five?
Stefan's little speech had me going.
Yeah.
And I'm mad that he's such a bitch.
Yeah.
I loved his speech. Like, don't all knights take the same oath to protect the innocent. I'm for you. I've got friends. I'm not gonna let you die. I was like, where's this guy been all season? Awesome. He's finally not being the worst. And that lasted a scene. One scene.
I do think that he meant it. Because we know,
I disagree.
Because we know that he hates Targaryens, and I think he was happy to have an opportunity to fight some.
I disagree.
And that he only changed his mind when, I mean, I'm sure he didn't have to think about it for very long, but when he was offered a lordship, I'm sure he was immediately like, oh yeah, fuck that, I'll fight with the Targaryen.
Raymond talks about how he only goes after people who are hurt.
That's true.
Yeah. He waits, he never goes on the first day. He waits to see who gets hurt on the first day, and then he challenges them.
Yeah.
He was never gonna. He had no plans of helping Dunk.
Yeah.
He knew what he had to say to get Dunk on his side. He knew that there was definitely going to be some people who would take his side. So he said what he needed to say to keep Dunk from looking for other members of his party, and then he went off and immediately joined the Targaryens, and they offered him a lordship.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
That's just me speculating, but I feel like that's.
He seemed so sincere.
I know, I believed him, and he's not an actor in that universe, so.
Okay, so my next bottom item is it hurts to see Dunk scolding Egg for lying to him about who he is, even though it's very understandable. Yeah. And now Dunk's in this awful situation. Although, to be fair, if Egg had not stepped in, he would be missing all of his teeth and probably dead.
Yeah.
But still, I love their relationship, and so it's always it hurts my heart a little bit to see Dunk being mad at Egg.
It bothers me that he's saying that because Egg never lied.
Technically, yeah.
He lied through omission, if anything.
He was very careful about how he phrased
Exactly,
it.
but anything that he asked him directly, he told him the truth.
True.
His mother is dead.
Mm-hmm.
He is from King's Landing.
Yep.
Like, he never said he was a stable boy. He said, I could take care of your horses if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, he's never lied.
Yeah. He's been very sly, which is one of the great things about going back and rewatching. You catch all those little moments.
All right. Why? I mean, the Targaryens are worse than the mixed bag. Like, they're like an assorted box of chocolates that's 80% coconut. Why is Darren so fucking lame? He's so lame. Yeah. Why is
he's just a real coward.
He has nothing else going on but being a drunk Brady. He's like, hey, is it cool if I come out and I'll like charge at you and then I'll just duck and then you pretend to hit me and I'll lay down and sleep for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, he's kind of a turd.
I
guess, I think the idea is that, he has these prophetic dreams.
Yeah, obviously.
And it has them all fucked up, and that's why he drinks.
Yeah.
But still, kind of a turd. Kind of a turd of a prince.
Everyone that has the prophetic dreams in the books has a hard time with them, except for Dany, kind of. Although, apparently she's going to go insane, so. Spoiler!
My next bottom item, you touched on this moment, but when Dunk's passionate speech is responded to by that Stark farting, you said you laughed and were kind of ashamed of it. I was mad at him.
I was mad too.
I was like, I didn't even find it funny. I was like, how dare you? That was such a good speech. You're just going to rip a huge wet fart. Gross.
It was a great speech, too.
I was legit mad at that guy.
That makes me really happy to hear because, you're a big fart defender.
Sure, farts are funny. But the context.
Are they, though? Farts are lazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. But it's because they're funny.
I'm arguing with you.
Agree to disagree about whether farts are funny. If you have your own opinions about whether farts are funny, let us know.
Fart poll 2026. Okay. So, how are both Arian and Darren fucking lying?
Yeah.
Like, what a did I skip you?
No.
Yeah. I don't why do you need to lie? You're not going to get in any form of trouble. Nothing bad is going to happen to you, period.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, though, in an earlier episode, Maekar did say that if Darren doesn't get his shit together, he's going to kill him. Although Darren wasn't there for that, but I'm sure he's heard that kind of talk before. So he must be afraid of Maekar.
He's has all excuses. The money in the world. Go to the fucking Pentos.
Yeah, flee to the Free Cities, which is what all the misfit Targaryen princes do when they're fuck this, I'm getting out of here.
That's your heritage, bro.
I'm just gonna go whore around in Pentos.
Exactly. That's what Targaryens do when they're not cool enough to rule or crazy enough to seize power by killing all their siblings.
Okay, I got my last bottom 5 items that Sir Stefan turning his cloak on Dunk is a betrayal on levels never before seen. Dick move. We talked about this already, so I don't know what to add, but yeah, that was the
horrible. Hate him. I hope every day he wakes up with a pillow covered in crumbs. Yeah, agreed.
That's it. For the bottom 5?
No. My number 1 was on yours too, but Duncan Egg fighting and Egg crying.
Yeah. And Dunk was even like, wipe those tears.
Yeah. And then, but when he was like, he's a good boy.
Yeah.
In the background.
Immediately when he was talking to Baylor, he turned it around.
That broke my heart.
Yeah.
It was just, that whole thing was so sad. Just because he really didn't mean harm.
No.
He really didn't mean harm.
He truly just wanted to be a squire and go to the tourney.
And he was good at it.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
He beamed when Dunk said he was like a great squire. He was so proud.
That sweet little kid.
Yeah. That actor is fantastic.
I would like to give him a stack of pancakes or something. He brings out the pancake mom in me. All right, you ready for your tops?
Yeah, top moments. Okay. First one. Steely Pate charging Dunk a single copper for his work on that shield.
Comrade Pate! Yeah, boy.
Steely Pate's a solid dude.
I love Steely Pate in the book and in the show. He's another person who's perfectly cast.
Yeah. He just seems like a real, just a solid dude. He sees that what happened to Dunk is bullshit and he wants to help him. He sees Dunk as like a good-hearted man and he wants to do what he can to help him. I love that.
I'm this may just be a little bit of headcanon, but I'm assuming since their tents are directly across from each other that he's pretty friendly with the puppeteers.
That would make sense, yeah. They're close by. And it is like obviously bullshit to accuse those puppeteers of treason and inciting revolution just for telling an old ancient myth about the dragon.
That's insanely popular.
Arian was just on some bullshit.
That's just, he's made it bullshit. Okay, my top five, my first one is, I really love how you can tell how much Lord Ashford's daughter hates this.
Yeah. And it's all for her. It's like the whole tournament is in celebration of her.
She hates everyone there. She hates what's going on.
They spent way too much money. She doesn't really have anything to do.
No. I knew I liked her when she was like faked out punching Duck in the face. So funny. But her face when everything was going down in this episode, especially when no one was offering to help, she was like stink eyeing the whole audience. I was like, I love this girl.
It is crazy. Like literally the whole thing is a birthday party for her and it's not about her at all. Like no one gives a shit about her. It's just an opportunity for a bunch of nobles to get together and get drunk and ride around at each other.
Kill each other's forces.
Yeah. All right, my next one was, all right, at the very end, after Baylor comes out, the Game of Thrones music swells. And it's not cut off by a poop scene or anything. It's genuine.
It was perfect.
Hero music.
Yeah.
To end the episode with, and it was awesome.
I really think the way they used it was clever because I'm glad it's not the theme. I'm glad they're not hearing it every episode. But I'm glad when it's something major that connects over the story. Like he's a huge character. Yeah. And him joining this fight is a huge deal. Yep. And I like them using that to like express like, oh, shit's going down. Yeah.
I remember the showrunner after the first episode came out and so when they wrote the script, it wasn't the Game of Thrones theme music that was in the script. It just said hero music or heroic music. So that's what I feel like they really did at the end of this episode was like Dunk is a hero now and this is his heroic like trial.
That's I like that interpretation a lot.
What's your next one?
I really loved how excited Raymond was to see that Dunk was alive.
They had a nice bro hug.
Yeah, it was really sweet. The whole scene of, are you talking to your horses? That's fucking mad. Yeah, I love the Fossoways just immediately pledging to join, although it didn't work out great.
Yeah.
But I loved like how proud Raymond was of Stefan when he's like giving that speech, and he's like, oh, like he was like the audience in that moment, like, oh wait, this guy's not a total dick, my cousin.
Yeah. And the moment later when Lionel knights Raymond is such a good moment. He's making a pledge, and it's beautifully shot. That was I should have that in my top 5, but I do. It's honorable mention.
I have that in my top 5.
Sorry to get ahead.
That's okay. Right. What's your next one?
My next one is this episode had some fucking awesome armor.
Yeah.
Really, really cool armor. All of the gorgeous black plate armor of the Targaryens. Even that dickhead Stefan Fossoway had some really cool copper-plated armor. Beautiful. That looked amazing. Lionel Baratheon with like the gold-plated like plates looked so cool.
I don't understand why what's his name? Riesling. The maddest knight in the Seven Kingdoms or whatever. Why is he just wearing like the backup costume from Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I like that he has a custom chain coif that covers his one band.
Yeah, it read as very, very Monty Python to me.
My take on that is that he's a serious man. He's about business. He doesn't care for the frills of fancy armor.
Okay,
he just wears plain old regular.
He's just a knigget.
It's still weird that he keeps referring to himself in the third person. But he seems cool.
Yeah, he does seem cool. What's your next one?
My next one is, it's got a Dunk's speech to the crowd when he says,
"That's my
Has courage deserted the noble houses of Westeros? I will not believe it so." Chills.
Mine says, "Are there new true knights among you?"
Yeah. That was like the very next.
Yeah. I got chills from that scene.
He was dressing them down because he really is a true knight, and they're all just a bunch of bitches.
He really like he really commanded the crowd. Like they were on his side for the most part. I think people would have been swayed if they hadn't ended up being embarrassed, you know.
Yeah, no one wants to go against the royal house too.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants to fight all the Targaryens. That was probably the main reason.
Yeah, that was the main reason. Yeah.
Like you're gonna risk your life against a bunch of Kingsguard and Targaryen princes
against you forever.
That's not gonna go well, probably, even if you survive.
No, it will not.
Yeah, so I kind of get it, but still, nut up, guys.
Alright, what's your next one?
You'd have the same one as me, right? So
yeah.
Okay. This is my last one. When Baelor rides out at the end to fight for Dunk, and he tells his brother that protecting the innocent he's doing what knights do, protecting the innocent.
That's my number 2 also.
Baelor is so fucking cool.
Baelor motherfucking Breakspear is what I wrote.
Yes.
Yeah, that scene is incredible. And like him turning his back on his family, knowing that his family's all like 98% a bunch of crazy dickheads. I mean, and you know he loves them anyway, like their family, but like
you can tell he hates Arion.
Yeah, I don't think he's not crazy about Maker. He's not crazy about Maker either, but or Darren, but you know, I don't think that he wants to fight them, but I think he cares more about doing what's right, and that's a rare trait for a Targaryen to have.
Yeah, especially one who's next in line to be on the throne.
Yeah, he's the hand of the king.
Yeah. And even Protector of the Realm, which is usually a title that's reserved for the king himself, but sometimes they'll give it to a worthy person. And he's the Prince of Dragonstone, Protector of the Realm, Hand of the King. He's got all these titles. He deserves them. He's great. He's like a real good king. He's a good Targaryen king, and that's rare.
He's excellent.
He's not king, prince, potential king.
Yeah. My final one was the knighting scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was so beautifully shot. I loved Duncan's uncertainty of like his worthiness to do it. And
he was hesitant. He didn't want to knight him himself. He didn't feel like he deserved to.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And I love Lionel, like, not even, I don't even think he necessarily read him, but he just understood he needed to take over.
Yeah.
And it was just so beautiful. It was so beautifully shot. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the Seven and the
Westerosi religious stuff
of just the Andals part.
Right.
I think the old gods are way cooler and more interesting.
No doubt.
And I mean, like, there is a lot of interesting stuff about the Seven, but I just don't like them as much as I like the old gods. I think that religion is more interesting and, like,
definitely cooler.
Yeah, nature based.
Possibly more real.
Yeah. Seems like they're all kind of real.
Yeah, to some degree.
Bit, yeah. I remember I was going with any of that.
You don't normally like the Targaryen, the Seven.
Oh yeah,
stuff, but the knighting scene.
Yeah, it was just so beautifully shot, and
yeah,
and the way that he's like words the bow and just like sweet little Raymond's face, like it was just perfect.
And Raymond deserved it.
Absolutely, he did. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, he did. It might be my favorite scene of the series.
I love that Lionel recognizes that he deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lionel Baratheon, great character.
What a mensch.
Yeah.
We really like him.
Love him.
All right. You want to? Yeah. Is there any other points you want to hit before we do our MVP LVPs?
No, that's all my moments I wanted to highlight there.
All righty. All right. Who is your LVP? Your Florian the Fool?
Stefan Fossoway, that little sellout bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an obvious choice.
Yeah.
But come on, man. I can't give it to Arian every week.
Yeah. I had two. I couldn't decide between, obviously, Stefan Fossoway, that bitch. And then Darren Targaryen is just such a drunk pussy. I hate him. I hate him. You shaved your little brother's head so that you could hide and drink.
Yeah.
And then you lost him and you didn't even look for him.
Right.
For
4 days.
For 4 days. And then when you finally were found, you're like, some poor guy stole him.
Right.
It was like that episode of South Park where they're like, it was some Hispanic guy. Like, you know, it was like
yeah.
It was such like he knew if they caught him with that guy, he would get murdered for what he was saying.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's just trying to protect his ass.
Yeah.
He's just afraid of his dad and doesn't want to get in trouble.
So,
classic kind of rich douchebag move.
Yeah.
Not like, I wouldn't call it evil, and it's not cruel in the same way that Arian is, but it's just selfish and cowardly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those are my two Florians. Okay. What have you got for your MVP, your Queen of Love and Beauty?
My Queen of Love and Beauty this week is another kind of obvious choice. Prince Baelor Breakspear Targaryen, heir to the Iron Throne, Prince of Dragonstone, and protector of the realm. He's one real motherfucker.
Hand of the King.
And Hand of the King on this one.
I got you, babe.
But yeah, for stepping up for a dunk like that.
Yeah.
Especially as someone in such a high position as him to stand in for this like poor amateur hedge knight. That's such
a huge deal.
Such a selfless move, just an honorable, selfless move. He's very cool. I really like Baelor a lot.
Me too. Again, I have two. Okay. I could not pick one. And again, my first one is Baelor because of everything he said.
Of course,
it's such an incredible gesture and going against his whole family,
Yeah.
the royal family, nonetheless. Like, that's a lot of pressure. He just seems like a great person all around, and
Yeah.
that is rare to find in someone that wealthy and powerful.
Absolutely.
But my second one, and honestly, I think even deserves a little more, is Raymond Fossoway.
Yep.
He's like obviously terrified to become a knight.
Yeah.
He's terrified to do this, but he's like not gonna let Sir Dunk go down alone.
We saw him get beat on by Stefan in the
yard,
so we know he's not like a great fighter.
Yeah,
but he did not he didn't really hesitate at all. He's like, "Fuck you, I'll fight for Dunk."
Yeah,
just a brave lad, that Raymond Fossoway.
Yeah. His face while he was being knighted, it was just so sweet. I couldn't stop thinking about it. He was just like looking up like a teeny little puppy. What a good boy.
Yeah.
What a good boy he is.
Yes.
All right.
I think that's our whole discussion for this
week. Yeah. So we will be doing a live episode immediately following the finale. We'll post the dates and times for that probably tomorrow. Probably as this episode goes up. But you guys will be able to call in and have a discussion and talk about the episode.
The whole season.
Yeah, the entire season. Talk about your theories for next season. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. If we get enough callers, we're gonna do a giveaway. A Game of Thrones themed giveaway. So yeah. If you're interested in participating, you can DM us on Threads. I'm Cyborg Queen Jazz.
My Threads username is Asmodari Steve.
I'm also Cyborg Queen Jazz on Instagram. You can use that there too. Or you can contact any of our Cyborg Queen Media outlets. We're Cyborg Queen Media on all social media except for X.
You can message us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Wherever you want. Yeah, we're very easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And we don't do much. Yeah. And also check out any of our other coverage if you're interested. We're gearing up for a rewatch of because From season 4 starts April 19th. So we'll have that to look forward to. We'll be doing Buffy soon to get ready for the Buffy reunion or reboot that's coming up. We cover Severance will be coming towards the end of the year. Yellow Jackets will be getting its final season this year. So there's tons of fun stuff to look forward to. There's tons of fun stuff in our catalog already. Enjoy. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for listening.
We hope to see you guys next week. Bye.